We booked our very first cruise this year on the Celebrity Summit. Since it was a brand new experience for us, we wanted to share some of the tips we found helpful as first-time cruisers, along with our thoughts on the ship itself. Our first tip is to plan a buffer day between your travel day and embarkation, especially if you're flying in. We stayed at a hotel in San Juan near the airport and spent some time relaxing by the pool. This helped us ease into vacation mode before boarding the next morning and kept the whole day stress-free. The morning of the cruise, we grabbed an Uber to take us to the pier, where we got our very first glimpse of the Celebrity Summit. With 11 decks and space for just over 2,100 passengers, it felt impressive, and seeing it up close definitely got us excited. Boarding was surprisingly smooth and easy. As long as you have your passport and boarding documents ready and in hand, the process moves quickly. Everyone at the terminal was helpful and friendly, which immediately set the tone for the entire trip. For first-time cruisers like us, with no idea where to go or what to do, the whole process could not have been easier. Stepping on board for the first time was an incredible feeling. It really is like walking into a floating hotel. The ship was spotless and beautifully maintained, and that attention to detail carried into our cabin. Everyone had warned us it might feel cramped, but it was actually very comfortable and felt larger than expected. Don't be afraid to book a basic ocean view cabin and save some money instead of splurging on a suite or a balcony. For the two of us, our room had everything we needed and we spent most of our time enjoying the rest of the ship. Sure, the bathroom wasn't exactly spacious, but you don't spend much time in there anyways. Our stateroom attendant also deserves a mention. They kept the cabin spotless and refreshed everything daily. After settling into our cabin, we headed out to explore the ship. We stopped by the 2-story theater and wandered through some of the upper decks, checking out a few of the activity areas along the way. Getting our bearings took some time. It honestly took us most of the week to really figure out where everything was. My advice is to do a little walkthrough early on in your cruise to see what's on board. You'll be glad you did and you won't risk missing something later in the week. Eventually, our wandering brought us to the pool deck, where we grabbed a bite to eat at the pool grill. Finally, we made it all the way up to the very top deck, where the views over San Juan were incredible. Sail away that first night was one of the highlights. Even though it was dark, the fort in San Juan was all lit up and looked incredible as we pulled out of the port. Definitely don't miss the sail away. It's such a cool feeling to be out on the deck as the ship heads out to sea. Celebrity definitely offers entertainment, but the overall atmosphere isn't geared toward young kids or late night partiers. There were shows in the theater, live music around the ship, and even themed parties and silent discos in the evenings. We're not really into nightlife ourselves, so we didn't join in much after dark, but for those who enjoy it, there are options. Overall, the vibe seemed to lean more toward a relaxed, older crowd, which worked out perfectly for us. If you're after great food and excellent service, with a more relaxed atmosphere, Celebrity Summit really shines. If you are looking for an activity-packed cruise, with lots of water slides and kids' activities, this might not be the cruise for you. The pool area was one of the busier spots on the ship, especially on our one day at sea. There was always space to hop in, but it wasn't exactly quiet. Our advice would be to head up on the top deck to sit if you want more breathing room and better views. Last but not least, the food. Honestly, it was one of the highlights of the cruise. The buffet had a huge variety with something new to try every day, and we loved sitting by the big windows or out on the balcony while we ate. Don't skip the main dining area, even if you have a busy itinerary. If you're worried about missing a show or some sort of entertainment, make reservations with the hostess so that your evening can go as planned. Overall, the Celebrity Summit was the perfect first-time cruise for us through the Caribbean. The whole trip felt relaxed and low-key, with incredible food, beautiful weather, great stops, and a staff that made everything easy and enjoyable. We honestly weren't excited to leave, but eventually we had to head back to the airport. Stay tuned as we share what we did at each of the 5 ports on our Caribbean cruise. Thanks for watching!